Before Week 1 heartbreaks and injuries roll in, every NFL fan is living the dream. Right now, every team has a shot at that Lombardi Trophy. But here's the kicker. If you subscribe, your team will win the Super Bowl. Yep, it's practically guaranteed. So why wait? Hit that button and join us as we break down the underdogs and top contenders. Your team's journey to Super Bowl glory starts here. Ready to see if your team's got what it takes? Let's get into it.
Woo! What a day for some football, baby!
When you've hit rock bottom, the only way is up, right? The Pats sure hope so after last season's 4-13 disaster, marking the end of the Belichick era. Even Robert Kraft knows how to hit reset. Now all eyes are on new head coach Jerod Mayo. Maybe he's the next young genius. And what about rookie QB Drake May? Could he have a bit of Brady magic? If not, there's always Brady in the Fox booth. After all, no one else is wearing that iconic number 12 in New England. Dave Canales might not have been a household name, but he's quickly earning that status. Last year, he revived Baker Mayfield in Tampa and worked wonders with Geno Smith in Seattle. Now he's got Bryce Young, the number 1 pick to mold into a star. Sure, they traded away top defender Brian Burns, but the defense was still ranked 4th last season. The real issue? The offense. But with Canales' magic touch, Bryce Young might just become the next big thing in Carolina. Sean Payton is back, and he's got a plan. Just ask him. The guy who turned a 3-13 Saints team into NFC contenders is now calling the shots in Denver. Sure, Drew Brees helped, but let's not get bogged down in the details. This year, Payton ditched a worn-out Russell Wilson for electric rookie Bo Nix. The Broncos finished last season strong, going 7-4, with a defense thriving on turnovers. Payton's got a hand-picked team and his QB. Trust him, he's ready to work some magic again. Sure, they moved on from head coach Mike Vrabel and star running back Derrick Henry, but the Titans aren't out of the fight. New head coach Brian Callahan, former Bengals offensive coordinator, is here to jumpstart Will Levis's career. With weapons like Calvin Ridley, DeAndre Hopkins, and Treylon Burks, the offense is ready to open up. Plus, Tajay Spears averaged more yards per carry than Henry last season, and Tony Pollard is back strong after his ACL injury. Don't count him out. The Titans could go from worst to first in their division. Sure, rookie QBs don't usually win Super Bowls, but Jaden Daniels isn't your average rookie. With $90 million in salary cap space, DC reshaped their roster, giving Daniels some serious weapons. He's got Terry McLaurin to throw to, and a backfield with Brian Robinson and Austin Eckler. The offensive line? A bit shaky, but Daniels' mobility could keep him out of trouble. Plus, with the Commanders finally free from the Dan Snyder era, there's a whole new vibe in town. This might just be the fresh start DC needed. Derek Carr's first season in New Orleans was, well, pretty mediocre. But that's about to change. With former 49ers passing coordinator Clint Kubiak now running the offense, Carr's in good hands. Kubiak's bringing a bit of that Kyle Shanahan magic with him, and that's just what Carr needs to get back on track. And let's not forget, Carr was heating up late last season, tossing 14 touchdowns with just 2 interceptions as the Saints finished 4-1 down the stretch. Carr's ready to reclaim the form he had during his best years with the Raiders. Consider this a gift for Vikings fans. What looked like a rebuilding season with rookie QB J.J. McCarthy has taken a turn now that McCarthy is out for the year. Stepping in is Sam Darnold, who hasn't exactly lit up the NFL in his 6 seasons, but he was the 3rd overall pick in 2018. Now freed from the Jets' chaos, he's got Kevin O'Connell, Aaron Jones, and Justin Jefferson on his side. The table is set for Darnold to show what happens when you finally escape Jet Green.
Mike, what is your deal, man?
Oh, come on, man. You've been riding me all day.
Mike, you're playing like Betty White out there.
That's not what your girlfriend said.
Baby!
Whoa.
Eat a Snickers. Better?
Better. How about that?
That hurt.
You're not you when you're hungry. Snickers satisfies.
Whether it was Josh McDaniels' exit or Antonio Pierce's rise, something lifted the weight off the Raiders last season. They played with a new swagger, even without a solid quarterback. Now they're riding Minshew mania, and Vegas might just be the perfect place for Gardner Minshew to prove he can win. His bold gambling style fits the city's vibe, and he's never had a weapon like Devontae Adams. Sure, they're long shots, but in a city like Vegas, sometimes those pay off big. Kyler Murray is back, and that means everything for the Cardinals. Even during last season's rough ride, Murray brought them to life when he returned from his torn ACL. Now 2 years removed from the injury, he's got a new weapon in Marvin Harrison Jr., arguably the best receiver in the draft. Add James Conner leading a top 5 rushing attack and a defense reloaded by Jonathan Gannon, and the Cards are looking sharp. But the real magic will come from Murray. He's the key to turning this team around. So much went wrong for the Colts last season, but let's not forget the promise rookie QB Anthony Richardson showed in his limited healthy games. The 6'4", 224-pounder has a cannon for an arm and runs like a bull. Despite Richardson's injuries and Jonathan Taylor only playing 10 games, the Colts still finished 9-8. If these two can stay on the field, they'll be a nightmare for defenses. This season could be the breakout Colts fans have been waiting for. Most number 1 overall picks join teams deep in rebuild mode, but not Caleb Williams in Chicago. The Bears already boast a top 12 defense, the NFL's best against the run, and we're the number 2 rushing team. With Williams stepping in for Justin Fields and DeAndre Swift added to the backfield, their ground game could be even scarier. Plus, Williams has weapons like DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, rookie Roma Dunze, and tight end Cole Kmet. Ignore last year's 7-10 record. This team is ready, and Williams could be the difference maker. Here's how good the Browns are. They finished last season 4-1 with a 38-year-old Joe Flacco under center. They won 11 games despite losing Nick Chubb in Week 2 and getting just 6 starts from Deshaun Watson. A healthy Watson is the key to a real title run. Since signing his $230 million guaranteed contract, he's played only 12 games. But the Browns are 8-4 in those, including 5-1 last year. This year, Watson is ready to play all 17 and then some. The Seattle Seahawks have been building in the right direction for years, and letting go of the NFL's oldest head coach, Pete Carroll, was the final step. They're stacked with offensive talent, DK Metcalf, Jackson Smith-Njigba, and Kenneth Walker, and have restocked their defense. Worried about Geno Smith as QB? Don't be. He's healthy now and playing behind a deeper, improved offensive line. With all the right pieces in place, Seattle is poised to make some serious noise this season. They might have lost Saquon Barkley, but they gained a healthy Daniel Jones. And while that might not seem like a fair trade, remember, Jones dragged the Giants to 9 wins in the playoffs in 2022 with a bad offensive line and a lackluster receiving core. Now with additions like John Runyon, Jermaine Illuminor, and rookie Malik Neighbors, the offense is upgraded. Plus the defense added edge rusher Brian Burns. All this could transform Jones into a top 15 quarterback, making his $160 million contract look like a steal. The Desmond Ridder and Arthur Smith experiments are over. The Falcons got serious this offseason, hiring Raheem Morris as head coach and throwing $180 million at Kirk Cousins. They even drafted Michael Penix Jr. as his eventual replacement. Talk about planning ahead. Cousins will thrive under former Rams passing game coordinator Zach Robinson, especially with Bijan Robinson in the backfield. And don't sleep on the impact this will have on Drake Logan and Kyle Pitts. The Falcons are ready to light it up this season. There's a reason NFL teams were clamoring for Jim Harbaugh. The guy just wins. Since 2008, he hasn't had a losing season in college or the pros. In 2011, he turned a struggling 49ers team into NFC contenders. Now he's with the Chargers. who despite losing their top receivers and running backs, still have Justin Herbert, who's shaking off a preseason foot injury. And most importantly, Harbaugh. With Harbaugh's winning pedigree, that's more than enough to keep the Chargers in the mix. Mike Tomlin's been the Steelers' coach for 17 seasons without a single losing record and 11 playoff appearances. Last year, he somehow got 10 wins and a playoff berth with Kenny Pickett, Mitch Trubisky, and Mason Rudolph under center. Now he's got Russell Wilson, who might be past his prime but is still a significant upgrade. Despite Denver's struggles last season, Wilson played well. He'll be 36 in November, but he's got enough left in the tank for one last Super Bowl run. Aaron Donald's retirement is a big blow, but the Rams' success has always hinged on Sean McVay, one of the brightest minds in the game. McVay still has Matthew Stafford at QB and an offense full of fantasy stars like Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua, and Kyren Williams. Don't forget, they won 7 of their last 8 games last year and nearly upset the Lions in the playoffs. The Rams are coming in hot, and McVay's brilliance keeps them in the Super Bowl conversation. Admit it, you didn't think the Bucs would win more games with Baker Mayfield after Tom Brady retired. But it turns out Tampa Bay has more talent than just Brady. Todd Bowles is proving to be a solid coach, and Mayfield still has the arm that made him a number 1 overall pick. This strong, deep team took down the Eagles in the playoffs and nearly upset the Lions. They're flying under the radar, but they shouldn't be. 2 words: Aaron Rodgers. Sure, he's 40 and coming off a torn Achilles, but if he stays healthy, the Jets could be a powerhouse. They've got a top 5 defense that could be number 1 when Hassan Reddick ends his holdout. Their offensive line issues seem resolved, and Rodgers has 2 dangerous weapons in Garrett Wilson and Breece Hall. Plus, after 56 years, they're due for some good luck. Curses have to expire eventually, right? Ignore the late season collapse when they lost 5 of their last 6 and missed the playoffs. That's just fuel for a team loaded with talent. Trevor Lawrence is one of the best young quarterbacks in the game, and Travis Etienne is a star in the making at running back. With a revamped receiving core, Christian Kirk, Gab Davis, and rookie Brian Thomas, plus tight end Evan Ingram, this offense is stacked. Add in a fierce pass-rushing duo of Jonathan Hines-Allen and Trayvon Walker, and a Super Bowl-winning coach in Doug Peterson, and the Jags are ready to prove that last year's 8-3 start was no fluke. If the NFL season were a sprint, the Dolphins would be favorites. No one can match their offensive speed. Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Raheem Mostert, and Devon Achane make them a track team in pads. They were blazing toward the Super Bowl last year until running into the Ravens, Bills, and Chiefs. If they can get just a bit more help from their defense under new coordinator Anthony Weaver, formerly of the Ravens, Miami might just outrun the AFC competition and finally get over the playoff hump this year. C.J. Stroud just had arguably the best rookie season for a quarterback in NFL history. So what did the Texans do? They went out and got him All-Pro receiver Stephon Diggs and running back Joe Mixon. They also restocked a defense that was already pretty solid. Critics point to a tough schedule and powerhouse AFC teams, but don't be fooled. The Texans are one of them. Their 10-7 record and Stroud's 4,108 yards with 5 touchdown passes last year were just the beginning. This team is ready to make some serious noise. When Jerry Jones says the Cowboys are all in, you know he means it, even if he didn't make big offseason moves. But did he really need to? With Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, and whatever's left of Ezekiel Elliott on offense, plus Micah Parsons, DeMarcus Lawrence, and Trevon Diggs on defense, Dallas is stacked. They've got the core of a top 5 offense, top 5 defense, and the NFL's top scoring offense. That's more than most teams in this parity-filled league. And let's be honest, Jones is totally known for his measured, realistic takes, right? The Packers nearly made a championship run in Jordan Love's first year as starting QB. Just imagine what year 2 could bring, especially with the addition of workhorse back Josh Jacobs. They've got serious talent at receiver with Christian Watson, Jaden Reed, and Romeo Doubs. Matt LaFleur has proven his success wasn't just due to Aaron Rodgers. His late-season surge last year showed he knows what he's doing. And with Love under center, the Packers are poised for a long, successful ride. The Bills' Super Bowl dreams have often been crushed by the Kansas City Chiefs, who've knocked them out of the playoffs 3 times in the past 4 years. They were close to winning 2 of those games, and eventually the law of averages might tip in their favor. Josh Allen now needs to find a new number 1 receiver after Stephon Diggs was traded. But as long as Allen's healthy, the Bills are contenders. History might not be on their side, but their bad luck has to run out eventually, right? When Joe Burrow is healthy, the Bengals are Super Bowl contenders. Simple as that. He's made it through the season twice, and both times the Bengals reached the AFC Championship game with 1 trip to the Super Bowl. Don't stress about Zach Moss stepping in for Joe Mixon, or the loss of Tyler Boyd, or even the defense that ranked 31st last season. With Burrow at the helm, none of that matters. The guy just knows how to win. The 49ers were just an overtime lead away from winning the Super Bowl last season, and no team has come closer without a parade. They've made the NFC Championship game 3 straight years and returned nearly everyone to their stacked roster. Plus, Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant turned star, is on the verge of a record-setting payday, yet still enters the season with something to prove. With that kind of talent and motivation, the 49ers are primed for another deep playoff run. The Ravens are on the brink of a championship with nearly all the pieces in place. The NFL's top rushing attack just got even better with Derrick Henry, one of the league's best backs. While they might have some offensive line concerns and lost defensive coordinator Mike McDonald to Seattle, the Lamar Jackson-Derrick Henry duo will be tough to stop. With Zay Flowers and Mark Andrews as additional weapons, and Jackson, the reigning MVP, promising a Super Bowl, now is the time for Baltimore to make their move. If Dan Campbell says the Lions are going to win a Super Bowl soon, you better believe him. They came close last season, holding a 24-7 halftime lead in the NFC Championship game, a fact Campbell won't let them forget. They've kept their offensive coordinator, Ben Johnson, ensuring the offense stays potent, and they've restocked their secondary, their biggest defensive weakness. After that second-half collapse in San Francisco, no team is more motivated to win it all. The Lions are hungry, and this could be the year. The Eagles were the NFL's best team through 11 weeks last season, 10-1, even when it seemed like they weren't trying. Sure, the 1-6 finish was rough, but Jalen Hurts is healthy now. Adding Saquon Barkley, who was stuck behind a bad Giants offensive line, could unlock his Hall of Fame potential. Plus, don't underestimate the impact of new coordinators Kellen Moore and Vic Fangio, who are here to clean up last season's late coaching struggles. The Eagles are recharged and ready for another Super Bowl run. Because they're the Chiefs, only maybe better. They already had the best quarterback, Patrick Mahomes, coach Andy Reid, defensive coordinator Steve Spagnuolo, and tight end Travis Kelce. And now they've added dynamic receivers Hollywood Brown, when healthy, and rookie speedster Xavier Worthy. Want to bet against them? Mahomes has led them to the AFC Championship game every year he's been a starter, 6 straight. They've been in 4 of the last 5 Super Bowls, winning 3. Now they're aiming to be the first team in NFL history to three-peat. This might just be the greatest dynasty the NFL has ever seen. The 2024 NFL season is packed with excitement, and we want to hear from you. Drop your Super Bowl predictions in the comments. Remember, this is YouTube, and YouTube is forever, so choose wisely. Whether you're backing an underdog or a powerhouse, this season promises to be one for the ages. And hey, if you subscribe to Kickoff Zone, your team will win the Super Bowl. No guarantees, but it's worth the shot. Let's make this season unforgettable together.